on birth control pills or have tubal ligation, that is, have my tubes tied. This has become a contentious issue in my home. My little reading around suggests that vasectomy is a very simple and safe procedure. How then do men shy away from it? We women go through a lot during pregnancy and childbirth. Should men not be encouraged to have vasectomy also by way of support? Lexis, kindly ask the drive doctor to bring clarity to this matter of vasectomy. Will a man become impotent after his procedure? Can it lead to prostate cancer? Or is it just an excuse so they can sow their wild oats elsewhere?
Matter day.
Charlie, matter day. This one there. This one there. I don't want to be in a position of a man at all. But well, Doc, vasectomy.
Right. So before we start, special good afternoon to Odadie 96 year group. They are doing their listening. They have a lot of concerns they have already sent via WhatsApp. So I hope to address those concerns at the end of the day. So it's a very touchy subject. Unfortunately, men have misconceptions about this particular family planning method. So what's a vasectomy? There is a structure in your testes, in your scrotum. There's a structure in your scrotum. The scrotum is a sac. Then you've got the nuts in there, which we refer to as the testes. So there's a structure in your scrotum, which we call the vas, for short.
Okay.
The vas.
Vas.
Yes, the vas deferens. That's the full, name, but we call it the vas. And it is also known commonly as the sperm duct.
Okay.
Yes, or the spermatic cord. So it's actually a cord. So when we talk about a vasectomy, this is the occlusion of that vas deferens or the sperm duct by surgical means. The vas.
No, the occlusion.
Yes, the occlusion of the vas.
Speak English.
Okay. Well, occlusion simply means you are tying it. Yes.
Now you could have said that one.
Oh, but I thought we were in medical school together.
I didn't finish.
You didn't? Right. So when we tie up the spermatic cord surgically, then we call that a vasectomy. Now, this cord connects fluid that is coming from the testes, which contains sperms, and brings it outside. So once you tie it, then it means you are no longer able to transport sperm produced by the testes to the outside. So that's what vasectomy is all about. It's actually a very, very simple surgical procedure, what we'll call minor surgery. Very, very minor surgery. It is also known as male sterilization because once you are not able to produce spermatozoa or sperms, then you are not able to fertilize a woman's egg and you are not able to make a baby.
Okay.
And that's why we call it sterilization. Vasectomy is not in capital letters, castration. Because that's where a lot of the problem lies. Most people hear vasectomy and then they say, hey, besame. They equate it to castration. But vasectomy is not castration because it does not affect the testes, the nuts.
Okay.
We don't touch it.
But the cord, the vas.
Is the vas.
Now, can it be untied and will it get back to normal?
Well, we'll get there in a bit. But it also does not affect the libido, which is the ability to perform, as the men would like to say, ability to perform. It doesn't, because we just tie the nuts.
Okay.
We just tie the cord and not the nuts. What are the benefits? Well, let's not forget that vasectomy is a form of family planning measure. All right. There are a lot of family planning methods around, and vasectomy is one of them. And family planning has a number of benefits. It prevents pregnancy-related health risks in women. It reduces infant mortality, death of infants, and it also slows population growth. I think recently we had a National Population Council saying that we need to limit numbers to 3 and all of that. So vasectomy has some advantages. The first one is that it's a permanent means of family planning, a permanent method. There are temporary ones. So that answers your question, asking whether it is reversible. No, we will look at vasectomy as a permanent way of family planning. Technically or theoretically, it is possible to do a reversal, but it is a very challenging surgical procedure to do. It is expensive. It has high failure rates, and it is not readily available in many parts of the world. I am talking about the reversal technique.
Okay.
So because of these, we would refer to vasectomy as a permanent family planning method. Meaning you need to think carefully. When you decide to go in for it, you can't come back and say, oh, doctor, I've had a change of mind, so undo it. No, we won't do that. Or it can't be done. But another advantage is that if you do a vasectomy, if you go through the counseling and you decide that really, I don't want to have any more children, I've had my desired number of, desired family size, and I don't want to have any more kids, then you go in for it. Then there are some other additional advantages. One, there is nothing to remember. When I say there is nothing to remember, when you look at the other family planning methods, you have to remember to take your pill, for example, at a specified time every day. You have to, for example, remember to take the condom or actually buy one. Some people sometimes that things happen suddenly or the opportunity comes suddenly. And then they look through their pockets and their wallets and they don't have it. Is Philip smiling?
Yes, please.
Well, so really there's nothing to remember. You just go ahead. Once you've done it.
So you're on the lane, freeway.
Yes, highway. You can just anytime,
speed, anytime,
you
anywhere.
Don't need to remember anything. So if you have a poor memory like mine, then it's a good method for you. So that's why we see it as an advantage. I must provide this caveat that after we do the procedure, in the first 3 months, you have to use condoms. The first 3 months, yes, because it has been proven that sometimes you may have one or two very naughty sperms sneaking through or being in the other part of the distal part of the cord. So the first 3 months, or we'll say the first 20 ejaculations, you have to use a condom. So after that 3 months, then free.
But wait, if the thing is tied, it means you don't get ejaculation.
Oh, you get ejaculation. You remember the cord, this vas, it joins another cord, which is coming from another structure, which we call the seminal vesicles. All right. So the ejaculate, the semen that we see, it doesn't only come through the cord. It comes through another structure as well, which joins this. So you would ejaculate normally. You would have semen. But it's just that the semen doesn't contain sperm. A lot of the time we confuse the two. That liquid that you see, that whitish fluid that you see, is not sperm. A lot of people refer to that as sperm.
So that one is
semen. And within it, you find these small, tiny things that you can only see under a microscope.
So you're blocking the vessel
because that
carries the sperm.
Yes.
Not the semen.
No. Well, it does contain a little bit of it, but there are other structures that contribute to semen as well.
So you get orgasm?
Oh, yes. Yes, yeah. Oh, the enjoyment is there. Hey, like this. How do you do?
And I read from a book.
Hey, these books. Next time you speak at the marriage seminar, I'll tell them to invite you.
Right. I get it.
Again, it doesn't interfere with sex. That's another good point that I want to make. It doesn't interfere with sex. So you've asked all the right questions, you know. So I say we are playing around this, but it's very important that men understand it. Actually, there's increased sexual enjoyment because there's no need to worry about an unwanted pregnancy. It has some of the highest efficiency rates when you look at all the family planning methods. So I remember I got a message from one of my colleagues from the other year 96. He says after 40 he doesn't want to have any kids. So that's when he's really going to enjoy, sex, because he wants his mind to be clear. Because of the way you are doing the thing, and some people today don't like using condoms, so they will say, "Oh no," then they want to do it, but then your mind is on, "Hey, Charlie, am I getting the timing right?
Yeah.
Something going to happen."
You have to check the calendar.
You have to check the calendar and all of that.
Ask her to bring the app.
No,
install on your phone.
To just spoil the mood. Like this, how do you do all of these things?
You see, research is good though. Research.
Right. So again, no need to get any supplies. I hope we all know what we mean. No repeated clinic visits. For some of the family planning methods, you need to go and get your jabs monthly or every 3 months, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Right. Technically, it's easier to perform compared to, say, the tubal ligation we do for women.
Okay.
It is easier to perform technically. It's often less expensive, and as I've already mentioned, it's more effective. I must again add that vasectomy provides permanent contraception. Therefore, it's only offered to couples or men who no longer have reproductive wishes.
Okay.
Right.
Now, in saying this as well, it doesn't. I'm just thinking that maybe it doesn't also protect you from sexually transmitted diseases.
Absolutely, it doesn't. It does not protect you against STIs or STDs.
Okay.
So we must make that point.
Now, I know that I remember a friend of mine, a lady, talked about how she went to get a metal in their skin, one of the procedures. I don't know what it's called.
Yes.
And that it has some side effects. Sometimes it makes you a little bigger. You put on
implants.
weight,
Yeah.
and the implants, yes.
Yeah.
It makes you put on weight and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Are there any downsides to this vasectomy?
Right. So all surgical procedures, even minor ones, such as a vasectomy, can carry a risk of infection at the site of the wound, because we're going to make an incision on your scrotum. Actually, 2 incisions, one on the right, one on the left, to tie both, because you've got 2 nuts and a left and a right one. So we would tie the cord both sides, but very, very tiny incisions. Actually, these days, there's something we call the no scalpel. A scalpel is a knife that we use, so a no knife incision. We will make a small hole in your skin on the scrotum, and then we get a cord out, and then we just make a knot. So it's a very simple thing, but it can carry a risk of infection at the wound site. But we try and do it under aseptic techniques. There might also be pain, but again, your doctor will give you adequate pain relief, and there may be swelling around the scrotum. So these are things that we can't run away from for any surgical procedure. Again, it is irreversible. So again, you may look at that as a downside, depending on, some people can change their minds, or things can happen. You may lose your children, or somebody gets ill, and then later on in life you want another wife. What I have heard a lot is the association between vasectomy and prostate cancer.
Yes,
and
that a lady asked as well.
Exactly. That's the fear that a lot of people, express. And like this, we trace this back to the early 90s or 1990, when 2 studies were performed in the United States of America that seemed to suggest or create an association between vasectomy and then subsequent development of prostate cancer. But the WHO and then some other institutions in the US met in 1993. They looked at all the available data, and they came to this conclusion that there is no known biological mechanism to account for any association between vasectomy and prostate cancer. In simple terms, there is no evidence to support that position.
Okay, so this is 1993.
Yes, it's been updated regularly. We've looked at it. They've looked at the data. And we are talking about the scientific method. In science and medicine, we will deal with evidence.
Yeah.
So until we will have evidence to suggest contrary, we will still maintain what the current evidence says. So WHO consistently or continuously updates its information, and the current information is that there is no association between vasectomy and then the risk of developing prostate cancer.
Okay, you can give us a call 0302216541 if you have any questions about vasectomy. If you want to send a WhatsApp message, the number is 0244340437. We're live on our Facebook page as well. You can get there and ask your question. Doctor, so the sperms will stay in there and maybe rot after many years, or what? Isn't the locked testicles going to cause problems like no ejaculation? Why try freezing your sperms? I understand this vasectomy process is irreversible and painful. I think doctor explained a little earlier that the sperms would definitely, the semen will come out, but the sperms would not.
Exactly.
So, yeah, so what happens to the sperms?
You get ejaculation. They are produced by the testes. That's a factory house. So after a while, it stops producing the numbers that you produce. So these are micro small, really tiny, things. So it's not as if most people are thinking about semen, that fluid, a lot of it that's coming. So that's not a problem. You still get it coming from the seminal vesicles, the other structures around. So you have a normal ejaculation.
Okay, so the sperms that probably are in your system already, what happens to them?
Well, that's why we're saying that you should not, or you should use a condom in the first, 3 months or the first 20 ejaculations, so that all of that will come out. But if you say, oh, I've done the vasectomy, and then next week or so, or 2 days later, you have unprotected sex, then the thing might fail you.
Okay. 0244340437. Marcos B. Anthony says, Doctor, please, I want to find out if one chooses to remain single and never have sex naturally or unnaturally, can the person get prostate cancer?
No. I mean, again, so that first question somebody asked about what happens to the sperms, it's just the same thing. I mean, what happens to your sperms if you don't ejaculate? It doesn't cause you to develop cancer of the testes, or it doesn't cause you to develop cancer of the prostate. So the risk factors for developing prostate cancer are poorly understood. Even now, we don't quite understand, the full picture. So the simple answer to that question is that no, it's not going to cause you, if you abstain from sex, it's not going to cause you to develop prostate cancer.
Well, hello.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
Mr. Lincoln, calling from Akwetima.
All right, let's hear you.
Thank you. I want to know from doctor whether if you go through vasectomy and maybe later you want to have children, can you be operated to come back to normal life or something, like whether you can come back to where you were before vasectomy is operated, you are operated on vasectomy. Thank you.
Okay.
Right. So again, I would say that we will look at it as an irreversible procedure. It's a permanent means of contraception. That's how we describe it. Technically or theoretically, it is possible for an attempt at reversal to be done. But I would reiterate, that reversal procedure has a high failure rate. Technically, it's very difficult to perform. It is not readily available in most parts of the world. So we will not look at vasectomy as a reversible family planning method.
Salam.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my phone. Yeah, I first thank the drive doctor for coming to save your program. You need to change your producer. The topics you have been bringing these days. Which question do men not like it? Okay, let's continue. I want to ask the drive doctor, why is it that we don't rather promote the use of traditional methods of family planning, like keeping the safe period and so on and so forth? And we encourage these artificial methods which have a lot of complications. Women go, they have this things. Some of them have their period 3 times a month, a whole lot of this. I don't know. The traditional method, I believe, is the best if we educate people and they're able to follow it. There will be no complications. That's my question.
Right. So, in actual fact, we are just answering a specific question that was sent to us by one of our listeners. But when we look at our family planning protocol in Ghana, we talk about all the methods, including what he refers to as the traditional methods. Using the calendar method, knowing what your safe time in the month is. We encourage all of that. We actually don't make any specific recommendations when it comes to the family planning. We will just make all the methods or options available to the individual, and it's up to the individual to pick the preferred one.
Okay.
We'll let you know that some of them have high failure rates, So you try for example, coitus interruptus, and then people come up and then they say, oh, child doctor, the thing didn't work, and all of that. So we'll give you all the options and then you choose.
And a happy birthday if it didn't work. Oti.
Hello, like this.
Welcome, bro.
Thank you. Afternoon to doctor.
Good afternoon.
I think what I heard some doctor said that a man, if you don't have like a search like a 1 month, you have a problem. Your thinking will not be good. Your work, for how to function work, is not correct. Yes, I think the 3 days, some radio station they say, but sometimes you have your wife travel.
Oti.
What do you do?
OT.
Yeah.
That's why you should be listening to Joy FM. Why did you go and listen to another station? If you don't have sex for 1 month, then your mind will do what? And then come about them. And come about them. And are the cool? Are they mad?
Well, I mean, so Lexus has answered that question.
They look me and say, Lexus, are you okay?
Are you?
Will you okay? Will you okay? You want to have a bit finally before we wrap up on this?
Yeah. So, in conclusion, I'll just say it doesn't. One of the concerns I've also come across is that people have asked questions about testicular cancer. It doesn't. Any man should be able to choose vasectomy, regardless of his age, whether or not he has children, how many children he has, or whether he is married. It's just that you need to make an informed choice.
Okay.
It is a permanent procedure.
Awesome. If you have any more questions, okay, guys, God willing, tomorrow, Dr. Yawasafo is opening a new branch at Medina. Okay, let me read the message. I didn't want to read the message, but I'm going to read it because Doc has already seen it on the screen. So Maxi from Cosmopolitan sent a message and said, please ask the doctor, does it mean I can masturbate for 20 times instead of waiting for 3 months? Because 3 months the challenge is foul.
Whichever comes first. 3 months or 20.
Or 20, whichever
comes first.
You have what waiting for 3 years or 100,000 kilometers, whichever one comes first. Max, Charlie, you blast. Okay, so like I said, tomorrow, Dr. Yawasafo is opening Medicas Hospital, the Accra branch. You know, the hospital, the facility itself is in Mampong.
Yeah.
But he's bringing it to
It's Max.
So he's opening a branch. Tell us about it.
Right. So we opened our first branch clinic in Medina Firestone.
Okay.
And we've been in operations from Mampong for the past 3 years. And we want to reach out to as many people as possible. And we think that Medina gives us the perfect opportunity, for us to get to as many people who want to see the drive doctor and are not able to do so. So tomorrow at 9 a.m. exactly, we'll have an opening and dedication ceremony. That will be followed by a free screening exercise, which will continue on Friday and Saturday as well.
Free screening,
free medical screening tomorrow.
Friday.
Yeah, tomorrow. Friday and then Saturday.
So Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Free screening at Medicas. Okay.
It's also an opportunity. We'll have an open day of a sort. So it's an opportunity for people to interact with our staff. I always keep saying, most people would ask, of what benefits is a dietitian to me? What benefits is a physiotherapist to me? What's the actual work of a nurse? So this entire crew will be there, and I want everybody to come through Medicas at Firestone behind the SGSSB to meet with us and then also use us the service. Is
there a number that people can call?
Absolutely. If you want to reach us, either come to Mampong or you want to come to Medina Firestone, 0501 477 340. 0501 477 340.
All right. So God willing, tomorrow I'll also be there. I'm really proud of how far Medicas has come, and we're excited that at least now you're a little closer to us.
Absolutely.
I know a lot of people have talked about how come, and some actually. You see, good thing is that really Mampong is not far at all.
It's not.
But
it's not.
The conviction for people to get up there and see that it's not really far.
It's not that far.
It's not. So now that you are in Medina, that's good. But trust me, anytime, any day, I think you should take a drive up the mountain and go to Mampong and see the facility. It's an amazing facility, huge place, and they have all the departments scattered nicely on the premises. And I'm happy that at least now we have a bit of Medicas in Accra as well. So Drive Doctor will be there tomorrow with the whole team, and you can get to interact with them. Remember, there's free screening.
Absolutely.
You can go and speak to Drive Doctor and his team for anything that you want to clarify, including vasectomy and whatever else.
The 20 or 3. 23.
23.
Yeah, that's going to be our term now.
Whichever comes first. Doc, thank you very much. Really, really glad that you did come today. I'm excited about it. Let's do it again next week, Wednesday.
Sure.
Dr. Yaosafo is CEO of Medicus Hospital.